Hey, Loco Sports fans, welcome to another edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown. Justin Jarrett, joined by Wes Kerr, and I should make our names appear. There we go. Now we have names. We will also be joined momentarily by Marcus Walsh, who is out checking out some basketball tonight, and we'll see if Max stops in or anybody else for that matter. But a lot to talk about. We haven't been together since Tuesday. It is crossover season, so that means a lot has happened since Tuesday, including May River winning a state championship, and the Sharks are back at it tonight at the lower state qualifier. So we'll delve into that a good bit and talk about that and get ready for a lot of wrestling coming up tomorrow and then next Friday and Saturday for the state championship. High school hoops brackets are starting to come together. Some of the classifications we've got at least somewhat complete brackets, and we should have them all by tomorrow. USCB had a rough night at the Cove the other night, but
A rare rough one at the
yeah,
Cove this year. There haven't been many of
yeah,
them.
very, very rare that we get swept at home, but Columbus State got us, but we'll be back out there tomorrow against Georgia Southwestern, hoping to get back on track and stay in the Peach Bell race. So we'll get into
Softball
that.
had a good day.
Um,
Softball got the sweep.
yeah. And yeah, a little softball, baseball, HHCA baseball. I got some notes on them. So lots of stuff to talk about tonight, but I've been busy as heck, man. Wednesday and Thursday both. I left at noon with a van full of girls to go up to the lower state wrestling qualifier for the girls. Remember, it was supposed to be on a Saturday,
Right.
and then the weather was coming, so it got moved to a Wednesday,
Everything,
Thursday situation. So we had three girls rather, all make it to the second day, and then one of them got another win on day two and was just two wins away from going to state. So they only take the top four from lower state and upper state for girls this year. I hope they expand that next year because they take 8 from each for the boys in each classification, and we have one classification for girls. So had some big brackets, and to only take 4 was kind of crazy. But it was really cool. I talked to some other coaches who kind of had the same feelings that I was having, which is how cool it was to see just the size and magnitude of the girls qualifiers this year, compared to what it has been. It has really exploded this year, and I expect it to just continue to grow. And I think we're going to get 2 divisions next year, so that'll be helpful as far as the competitive balance goes. But yeah, it was super cool to see a lot of girls wrestling. The girls are different than the guys. Like they're best friends after they wrestle each other. They become best friends and they support each other in every match they see each other wrestle after that. It's really cute and cool, and they support each other. There's a lot of hugs after the girls matches. They always hug after they wrestle. So but I'll get into also all the local qualifiers for the girls state tournament as well when we talk the wrestling. But how you been, Wes?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. It's crossover season, so there's a lot to get to. Pretty much every night with especially once we hit next Monday because high school basketball playoffs begin. So a lot of hoops going on. We have busy day Monday. We got the USCB making up their game against Lander. We got high school basketball getting going and continues through there. So it
Yeah.
should be a fun week with a lot going on. It's a fun time of year, especially with. I love the intensity and the excitement that you get in gyms all year, but when it gets to playoff time, it's something special. It is a ton of fun to
Oh
because you really
yeah.
get to hyper focus on several teams that are still playing, and we've had certainly a fair share of disappointing games over the years, but we have had some memorable ones as well. And I went through the brackets, the ones we had, and I'm pretty excited about a couple of these teams that have shot in the regular season, but they have proved that they could handle some challenges that come their way over this next week, and hopefully further deeper into the tournament. So that's what we are hoping for. But I'm pumped. I'm also excited to see this USC softball team for the first time tomorrow, heading over to the
Oh
Sharp
yeah.
Park, Richard Gray, whatever you want to call it. They will face the 2 teams they play today. They'll play them again. Erskine and Kirsten Newman, and they beat both of them today. So I'm excited to see how they do tomorrow. If they can get it done once again tomorrow and look to improve the 7-1 to start the year.
Awesome. Yeah, good stuff. Off to a great start over there, the ladies, and looking forward to getting out to see them at some point soon because it is softball season.
Yeah,
I'm
which
trying to
means
transition to.
you have a lot on your mind as well.
I
With
do, yeah. So I'm still straddling between wrestling and softball right now, jumping
yeah,
back
oh,
and
the
forth.
dreaded
But
crossover season.
it's rough. I'm feeling the
Yep.
crunch of it. But our girls finished up basketball tonight with a loss
Yeah.
to Hilton Head Prep. Um, Hilton Head Prep. Kate Pagan has had a really really good year. She's an eighth grader and she looked really good tonight. She's worked hard and really grown her game, and she's going to be a good one for
Yeah,
prep for a while. But she
really is.
dominated the game
It's
tonight.
awesome.
But that means I get a few girls, and then our girls wrestling finished up this week too, so I get a few from that. So we're starting to come together, and
Yeah.
should be pretty solid. I mean, we got a lot back from last year. Obviously, first year varsity program last year, so we didn't have a lot of experience or a ton of success, but we set a pretty good foundation, and I think we'll be in good shape to make a big step up this year because we really didn't graduate anyone, so we should be pretty set there. One senior, I think, was all we had,
Mm.
so pretty good there. Oh, and here's the other news that we came across today that May River has found a football coach. Wes, you
Yes,
came across this, right?
that was reported by a source. Our good
Moving the
friends at Moving the Chains. Yeah,
chains.
Moving the Chains. Your good friends over there have reported on a hire for May River.
Yeah, it seems like a good hire. Moving the chains reporting that it'll be Steven Nimmer, the new head coach at May River. He was the defensive coordinator most recently for a long time
See
at
there when they
Powdersville.
played Buford a couple years
Yeah,
ago.
so I saw that he was at Powdersville for 12 years.
Wow, so he's been there for a while.
Um, I don't know if he was the defensive coordinator then, but he's been on their staff. Sorry, for 13 years he's been on their staff, and was most recently defensive coordinator. And that's an interesting thought. Um, Somebody in the comments said I believe they should have hired within that program had things going in the right direction with Texas Slot T. I have to disagree with that. I just think this is going to be a good move to shake things up a little bit.
Yeah,
I think that was a very
yeah,
niche thing that worked.
well,
It worked okay, but
yeah,
I think it limited their ceiling
yeah.
to some degree. And so I think Nemmer's a good choice, if only because I've seen that Powdersville program be successful year after year after year. Obviously, when we saw them up close, they had a tough time stopping the run game for Buford that one night. But that was a pretty special backfield that Buford had, and a pretty special offensive line as well. But I think this could be a really good hire.
I agree. I mean, I think you look at this beginning of this program. It's been almost 10 years. They started in 2016. They've had a good amount of success. Got to a lower state championship game. They've been competitive year after year for at least a decent amount of these first almost 10 seasons. But I think they needed a change in philosophy, and credit to what both Rodney Summers and Richard Barnfield have done, because they've certainly made a great impact on that program. But I think this is really ushering a new era of May River football, and I think that it's going to be a strong possibility that we have a team that's going to make some big steps forward with this new head coach, someone who has been around a program that has they've hovered around the top 10 for a good amount of these last few seasons, going of course gaining the state championship and losing to the Buford Eagles, our Buford Eagles, back in
Yep.
2022. But that's a good Powdersville Patriots program. They have been on the doorstep, if not in the top 10, for a good portion of the recent past. So he's developed and built a good defense over there, and I think a defense first mentality is very important in high school football. I mean, you can't they can't beat you if they can't score on you, and I think that's really where you got to start in terms of the tackling and the fundamentals defensively, which I think he has
Yeah.
had a good read on over his time at Powdersville. And sometimes a new philosophy, a new mindset can be a huge difference maker in a program, and that's the kind of thing I'm thinking that we'll see from this new head coach, the third coach in program history over there at May River. So I think Stephen Nimmer, I think it's a great move, in my opinion, by the May River Athletic Department, and I think he's going to bring a new, you know, bit of juice and energy to this program, and I think it's going to be very noticeable that this team will be ready to go next year and ready to take on a rival in terms of this Bluffton team, which has really had the better of them in these last few seasons. It's been kind of a shift in power, I guess you could say, at least by a little bit. Even though May River has gotten them in some big games, I do think that I think you're seeing what Hayden Gregory's done, delivered, and of course what Payne has done, especially this past year, and what he's done in that region with Hilton Head. So
Hmm. Yeah.
I think that this Maryville team is they're wanting to get back to that high echelon level in 4A, and I think that this is a dawning of a new opportunity, a new era, to make a new stamp on this Maryville program. And from first looks, especially from a program that has been really, really solid in recent memory in terms of Pattersville. I think he's ready to take on this new opportunity, and I think it's going to work out really well for the Sharks. So I think it's a solid hire, in my opinion. I think they did a good job with it.
I assume Nimmer is no relation to the Low Country Nimmers, but I don't
I
know
mean, you
that for
never,
sure.
yeah, you can never tell.
Never
Um,
do know.
yeah, there's
Um,
always a
but
chance that you have those relationships that you don't really see, or maybe it's a more extended
distant
relationship.
cousins, perhaps.
Yeah, you never
Same
truly
state.
know.
I mean, it's not that far
Always
fetched, but
possible. Yep.
we'll have to ask Bryson
Mm,
if they're relation.
mm.
But yeah, so May River's got a football coach and they got a wrestling state championship.
They did
The
indeed,
show tonight, by the way, brought
and
to you
it
by
was
the law
in
firm of
dramatic
W.
fashion as well. It took, I believe, the second to
Yeah,
last.
yeah, it was. It was back and forth all night. I was trying to keep tabs and watch as much as I could while I was up in Florence. But every time one of our girls came up, I'd have to go down and coach obviously, and
Right.
so I'd lose track of it every now and then. But our guy Jay Alfonso from Jay's Barbershop was keeping me updated. So yeah, they got a pin and a decision right off the rip from Calderon and Butler, Little Butler. So they're up 9-0. Then I think Seaman lost, Folk won,
Right here.
Engblom lost. It was
I
12
have
to
it.
6. And then Alfonso ripped a guy to shreds, 14 to 1. That made it 16 to 6. Then they got a pin at 44, it was 16 to 12. They got a decision at 50, it was 16 to 15. And then Blake Butler came out and he
Mm,
wasted no time, put the guy in a cradle, pinned him real quick, 22-15, 65. Travelers Rest won by decision, so it's
did.
22-18. Travelers Rest won by major at 75,
Mm,
so it's 23-22. And then Henry Santee with the pin to make it 28-23 May River. That brought it to 215. No, that brought it to brought it to 215, up by 5. So if you get pinned, you're down by 1. Like there's still a lot
right.
can happen there. But if you win that match, you clinch because you're
Yeah,
up by
yep,
5.
yep.
If you go up
So
at least 8, you can't lose.
and that's,
So
gives a guy that sometimes you expect them, you don't, but it gives Sean Zadorga McNulty the chance to be the hero. I mean, what an awesome opportunity, and
and
he
he
he seals it.
was indeed the hero. It was a crazy finish, and I'm gonna try to get it queued up for you here, if I can. It was quite a finish.
I'm gonna have
Zadroga.
some more background on Zadorga McNulty after we
Oh
see
yeah,
that
he's
happen.
tough. He's
Yeah,
tough. He had a really good year.
yeah,
Let's see. All right, so they just hit Zadroga for stalling, which I thought was
yeah.
crazy. I thought if it was stalling on anybody, it was the other guy. But they hit him to tie it up 2-2 with 18 seconds left, and so he's got to
So
score. He's
10
got to
seconds to
score
go.
here. Yeah, we're down to 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Snap down, spin behind, scores the takedown with 2 seconds left. And that is the clincher for Sean Zadroga McNulty, May River Sharks. Back-to-back state champs. They elected to
How about
forfeit the last match when they had already clinched it up. So outstanding work from Sean. And he got a hero's welcome
yeah.
over there. Good stuff.
I can't see him. I'm sure they were
Yeah,
going crazy back there at the
yeah. They were hyped for sure. Looks like Max has jumped in. If he's ready. You ready, Max? He's
But
on mute, so I don't know if he's there. Yeah, tell me more about Sean.
more background on Sean, who had the clinching result. Obviously, anytime you get to deliver the last blow or to clinch it, pretty cool stuff. But from what I saw, um, he had a serious health issue over the summer, and it was not looking. It was looking not great that he would be able to compete this year and
Hmm,
wrestle in time, but he was able to power through it, come back, and it's quite a story to see him finish it off and clinch the championship. But they had to work for it, and they knew that.
yeah,
They knew that it would not be a walkover or easy at all to clinch and to win that second straight championship in 4A. And I mean, that's just a you can kind of look at them as a machine at this point, but they 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 they've really developed that program over the last couple of years and have really turned into that workman-like squad. But I mean, Ashley Powell, terrific coach. She just knows how to get the most out of everybody, and they bond together. It might be individual when you're out there, but it's a team sport, and you got to rally one another out there on the mat. It's an
absolutely.
individual sport, but there's obviously a team component to it, and I think they just do a really good job building that team mentality, but also developing the wrestlers as individuals and giving them the best shots
Absolutely.
to win their matches. It's just a really great, well run program. They're becoming a dynasty, and obviously they
Yep.
ran the East Side the last couple of years before they went down to 4A. I believe East Side is staying 5A, so they won't have to worry about them. So I think that May River really has a chance to go full dynasty in these next few years. Just, I mean, they keep churning, they keep reloading, and
Yeah.
um, as of now, it's I don't see anybody here topping them, and I really don't see many other teams
No.
challenging the lower state. Obviously, Travelers Rest, and there are a few good teams in the upper state, but
I
right now,
mean,
May
yeah,
River is
honestly, like Bluffton and Hilton Head are both young and tough,
yeah,
and will
they'll
be
get there.
about they'll be some of their best competition in the
Yeah.
4A really, in the lower state. I mean, it's
The
they're
gap will
one
narrow
thing
next
I've
year for sure,
one
but May
thing I've
River
definitely
right
learned. I got to give some respect to the quality of wrestling down here in the Low Country because one thing I learned from the girls qualifier was that our kids down here, our wrestlers had been really well tested. I
yeah,
think we wrestle like I think it results in a tough schedule for our kids. They have a lot of tough matches because we beat a lot of our area kids were seated a lot lower than I thought they should have been based on their records. Like because it was just based on records. Um, and then they outperform their seeds almost across the board.
yeah.
So that tells me that we're seeing a high level of competition down here and the kids are well prepared when they get to that higher level. And that starts with Bay River. You can only be as good as your best program, right? So when everybody's chasing them, the better they are, the better it makes the rest of us. And our kids don't have to compete with May River day in and day out because we're 1A and they're 4A. But when we go to local tournaments, they're usually there, and Bluffton's usually there, and Beaufort's usually there, and Hilton Head's usually there. And so our kids have really been tested, and their records don't reflect how competitive they are. So we're super excited about tomorrow going to Whale Branch for the 2A qualifier and seeing if we can
The
take. We
great
took
thing
one
is you
last
get
year.
that
We're hoping to
extra
take more this
opportunity. I
year.
mean, if your dual season didn't go where you had a tough
Yeah,
defeat, you get the chance to do it individually, and
yeah,
for May River, you get a chance to really cement what has been another successful season. That's the cool part of it. You get to compete as a team, and you get to compete as an individual in wrestling, and
yeah,
I mean, you can double up a state champion. I mean, we've seen it before. May River's been able to do so. That's always a cool.
yeah. And they're
It's a lot
they're
of
having
wrestling in a short
quite
time.
a night. They're
It's a
having
lot
quite
of
a
wrestling in a
night.
short time because of the weather. Everything has to be
Yeah.
squished together because of the snow that we had beginning of the month in the winter weather.
Speaking of Sean Zadroga McNulty, he just won a tough match to make the semifinals at lower
All
state,
about
which
that
means he's going to state.
chance to
Um, I've got
win a
a
double.
running list here of let's see. I got a running list. Let's let Maxie in. He's down there.
Well, you could have come in any time, Max.
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
What's
He's
up,
up
guys?
ready now. Where are you at? What's happening behind you?
Where
Where are you at? What's happening behind you?
I'm in my dining room.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see. I see now that it's blinds and curtains.
I was wanting to watch the
like,
Olympics. I was wanting to watch the Olympics while I was doing
Fair
the
enough.
show.
So here we go. How about this? Jeff Riley says hi from
King Riley.
Jeff. King Jeff.
So he was crowned today.
I have a photo here. Oh shoot, it's a HEIC says. Let me do it a different way. But I do have a photo here of King Jeff. He's been crowned the king.
All hail the king.
King Jeff.
All hail the king, indeed. Here we go. Jeff, the king, at the Night to Shine. Yep, he's got his crown on. It was the Night to Shine, presented by the Tim Tebow Foundation. Essentially an adult prom. He told me he was going to the prom tonight. I asked him if he had a date. He said no, but maybe I'll get one when I get there. And
there you go.
So I guess there had to be a queen. So maybe he got paired up with the queen.
King.
But
go get him, King.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Our prom king, Jeff Riley.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So yeah, they're almost done with the quarterfinals over there. Let me see, 285. Oh, Priester's in. So, shoot, we got guys wrestling right now. Jaden Page trying to make it in.
Tonight.
Yeah, they're not done yet. They're almost done for the night. They're just finishing up the quarterfinals, it looks like, to get them to the semi. So, with 8 qualifiers going on from each weight class, that means if you make it to the semis, you can't do any worse than 6th. So, you're qualified automatically.
Right, because you have the consolation where you can.
Right. And if you lose in the semis, you go to the Consu 4, which is the 5th and 6th place matchup.
Right.
If you lose, so you're automatically in there. Sean Zadroga McNulty got the win at 215 to get into the finals. And now we're just waiting on the 285s. But I can start. No, I'll wait and tell you who all made it here in a little bit. But looks like we have another friend. Marcus Walsh has joined us. What's up, Marcus Walsh?
Gentlemen, how are we?
Let's
doing well, buddy. Let me pause real quick and shout out our presenting sponsors now that you're here. Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV. Mickelson Law Firm, our original sponsor. Look at that doggo. Mickelson Law Firm can help you with all your legal needs there in downtown Bluffton, but they're our official real estate closing attorney and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. And Max, I'm going to let you talk a little bit about Hilton Head Christian baseball later on, because they already kind of started up their little spring training. They're in Florida now. Going with that. And then WHHI TV, our other presenting sponsor, our all-star sponsor, and our partner in local sports, and of course always lending us Marcus Walsh, who was out checking out some hoops tonight, JP2 and HHCA, and good night for the Golden Warriors, huh?
It was. I tell you, they both teams just absolutely came out early and got after it. The girls were up, and I kid you not, they were up 22-0 after 1. It was an absolute blitzkrieg bop by the Golden Warriors. I mean, they just came out firing on all cylinders, and they ended up winning huge 66-14. I mean, they just played so hard and just so relentless and ruthless.
Well, how the turntables. Quoting Michael Scott, whoever said that.
No kidding. Unfortunately, and I saw these two matchups at JP2 a couple of weeks ago and called them on WHHI. Unfortunately, not much else other than Sissy Thompson getting into the score sheet. Very physical play, certainly, and then on the other side for the guys, it was, relatively tight early. A lot of missed opportunities with some shots throughout the game. But JP2 on the guys' side as well. Both teams are fine oiled, well tuned machines, and I expect them to have deep runs in the tournament. That's really the most concise way I can say it about both games because, both were relatively lopsided to say the least.
Yep.
57-41, the guys win. Sean Thalen, good grief. We gave him the award, to talk to us after the first matchup. He was 10 times better tonight. You know, with rivals like this, things get chippy, and it got chippy at the end of the game. You know, fans going nuts, and there's just so much passion there, obviously. But these kids, and I say it a bunch, and even with my WHHI schedule, I saw a lot of lopsided games that were resulted in those anyway. These kids give it their all, and these teams certainly did tonight. It's going to be interesting to see what HHCA does, especially on the girls' side of things.
Yep.
I really hope that they can get things rolling. Did see Kenny Conroy tonight, which was
it's
a great
stunning to see
setting.
something like that happen just a few years where this team was a powerhouse, and now
Yeah.
you're seeing results like that. So just crazy. Just crazy to see things change so quickly over there. But once again, give credit to JP2. Both the boys and the girls teams have had fantastic years. And talk about failing a lot during football season. That guy's a built athlete. He has had some terrific. I wonder if he plays baseball. Does he play baseball too? Is he a 3-sport guy?
I don't know.
I don't believe so.
He should do track. He should probably like high jump or long jump or something.
Yeah, honestly.
Seems like he'd be a good high jumper. I don't know.
Right.
But I'm sure he'd be good at whatever he does, pretty much. He's tall and athletic.
Yeah, for sure.
Got it all going on.
I think that at some point they'll be back. I would love to think that. On the girls' side especially. And the guys really did contain HHCA pretty well for a while there. JP2 up talking about defensively. There were a lot of shots going down. Finn Ussery and Jake Wood really got cooking in the second half to make it a little bit more interesting. But then obviously JP2 pulled away. This is the year of the Golden Warriors from what I'm seeing, certainly what they did on the football field and their basketball teams.
I'm just saying, in terms of you got Cross and 1A, and but other than that, I think in terms of a team that could, even that they're in 4A, I think that they're
but Cross girls lost to May River last night by 10.
Yeah, I'm not too. I'm not too worried. 1A skis isn't as good as 4A.
No. You're right. But that wouldn't have at all happened last year.
Well, Cross. Yeah. Well, Cross girls are they 1A? I thought they were 2A.
Are they 2A
they are. Yeah, I think they are 2A now.
They moved up.
It doesn't.
No, they're 1A. They were 1A last year.
They should be 1A.
Curtis Baptist in the final.
The realignment wasn't last year. Yeah, we still 1A.
Yeah.
I thought they were 2A.
No, they 1A.
Okay.
I think they may play in a flex region or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Or may have before.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But
my point was at GP2. I think they're going to be a tough team to face once you get into the 4A playoffs this year. Don't sleep on this GP2 team as we head towards the tournament. But this has been the best year I remember them having. They've had a couple of, especially that girls program has been very solid under Karen Floyd. They have very rarely had a down year. They've reloaded quickly, and the Heath got girls over the years that have been fantastic.
Absolutely.
And they just have a lot of role players on that team who continue to show up. Majorca, how many times have you seen Majorca?
She's phenomenal. Savannah Washington had herself a fine game as well. Certainly putting a lot of points up there.
Yeah,
I've been really impressed with Ellie Morris too.
The Termini sisters. You got Bella, who's there a couple years ago. Lily now. You got
Lily's tremendous.
Got just they reload the the siblings. Not sure how many more siblings they have, but they.
And I'll tell you this too. We talk about him a lot, and his season will be winding down. Look out for Garrett on the next level as well. Garrett Heathcott on the guys team.
The brother, yeah,
He is phenomenal, and obviously I know that Heathcott family very, very well. They're all great kids, and Maddie in her own right too, going to Clemson and having a great career as a Tiger after playing at JP2. She was a softball player, basketball player.
Is she varsity or club?
Well.
She club?
Well, she had just graduated from Clemson. I'm not sure exactly what she did there, but certainly following her when she was here at JP2 as well.
Right.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So we have some hoop scores from tonight. JP2 obviously 66-14 on the girls side and 57-41 on the boys side. Patrick Henry girls beat Carleton Prep 37-23. Carleton Prep boys beat Patrick Henry 76-62. But of note in that one, Day Glover 41.
Oh, just he was a point away from the school record of 42. But man, what an output by Day Glover. Have a day.
Yes, indeed.
Glover going off.
Then, yes.
And then I didn't note the final score, but Hardyville lost to Hilton Head Prep girls.
Okay. And by the way, about the Petrini girls, our friend Jeffrey Strickland, better known as Stricklander, says, I don't know how that affects the region standings, but heard there'd be a three-way tie for second place. And who knows what's going to happen in terms of the bracket, how they'll do that. It's the mystery of the brackets of Skiza, which we will find out.
Yeah,
where they
wait.
I mean, we know that. Well, obviously, Carleton Prep obviously finished first in that region. I know that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Okay. So
the boys. Yeah.
The boys.
Yeah. Carleton Prep boys.
The girls, no. This if this created a three-way tie, then it's convoluted. Let's see here. So St. John's Christian was 4-2. Hilton Prep.
I never get into the weeds of
Henry
basketball just because I really never know how they'll put them in the bracket.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going to happen there.
Yeah. But I would expect.
But Carleton Prep and PHA ended up tied.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who knows what that means for seeding? The committee will have to consider it.
That's for sure.
Well, we know none of those teams aren't going to make
tiebreakers.
We got some
tiebreakers. Battery Creek lost one. Battery Creek boys lost 31-25 at OW. They had beaten them by, I think, 3 points or something. They had to
beat them by 3 or more to win the region. If they had lost to Battery Creek would win the region.
Yeah.
I think if Orangeburg Wilkinson did not beat Battery Creek by 3 or more, I believe Oceanside would have the region title.
No, Battery Creek would.
Would it be
Oceanside they dropped all the way to third.
Yeah, because they both hold tiebreakers over Oceanside. That's right.
Anyway, they dropped all the way to third in the region, where they had a chance to win the region. So that's tough.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see how they come out. But
I wouldn't knock Battery Creek off at all. Like I have a feeling, even if they're the number 3 team in that region, that is a team that could make a deep run into the playoffs.
Well, we've got the bracket here,
or at least
they are ranked. They were ranked going into that game 9th in the state. So I mean, I definitely.
Yeah, I mean, look, once you get in, things, crazy things can happen.
Get to the dance.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's all you gotta do is get in the dance.
Get to the dance, survive in advance.
Here they are down here.
Trying to look at here was the brackets for.
Why do they have them?
We're still without 4A because obviously there's some regions that finished, but we do have.
Wait, they put Oceanside ahead of Battery Creek in this bracket.
Yeah, Oceanside.
Battery Creek was supposed to be the 2. I was told.
Yep. When I saw the bracket, they finished 3rd, unless there was an error by the.
That is definitely an error.
With that loss to Orangeburg.
Was there like
would have held.
No, I checked with CJ on the
standings?
tiebreaker, and CJ told me that they were all three tied for first.
It was a three-way tie. They got third.
Yeah, and I was told that Battery Creek
that would have meant with a. Well, yeah, but wouldn't that mean since Orangeburg won, wouldn't that mean them and Oceanside would be tied for first still?
Unless no. That was what created the tie. Was when Orangeburg beat Battery Creek, that made all three tied. Battery Creek would have won it outright if they won that game.
I thought they were all three tied going into that.
No, Creek only had one loss going into it, and Oceanside and OW both had two. So
yeah, so
if Creek won the game, they're going to be champs. And then I was told that Creek was
that's
two.
tough having slot three.
So that may have to get.
There's no way there's a tiebreaker that we're missing here, is there?
Well, no. I inquired with CJ Brown about what the tiebreaker was and how it shook out, and he told me
every region has its own tiebreaker.
One, us two, Oceanside 3. So that was was settled.
Yes,
but
there is no universal tiebreaker in the high school league. Every region has their own.
Right. Correct. So
yeah, so
it's hard to say who they're playing, but either way. You're gonna have to face a 1 seed in the second.
I kind of want to now hear. I kind of want to hear from Coach Brown now about.
Well, I'm gonna text him after the show and try to find out what's going on there.
Yeah, because I'm very confused at that.
Yeah, we won't get a 4A bracket yet because we got to wait on the RBI to be finalized. 2A, yeah, most of it. Hampton. We'll start with a 5 seed.
Hampton. By the way. Hampton has a very good chance of going deep.
Yeah, but gosh, York Prep's going to be tough.
Yeah, York is tough.
Round 2. Yep. And then I don't know who Region 7 number 1.
But I tell you what, though, because I've seen enough footage from Hampton County this season to give me hope that they may actually make it to the semifinals. If not, maybe the lower state finals.
They got some juice.
Yeah,
for sure. And well coached.
Hardyville, where are you?
Hardyville is at home against Johnsonville in the round 1.
Feeling.
And then Ridgeland's at Carvers Bay.
Johnsonville might be interesting.
Yeah.
Good luck to Ridgeland.
That stinks. That's a long trip.
But the Canes get to be home against Johnsonville. That's cool. Good.
Yeah, super cool. What day is that?
Who's Bamberg?
Tuesday, I believe. Yeah, Tuesday the 17th. Hardyville hosts Johnsonville. Ridgeland's at Carvers Bay. And then, of course,
Denmark. Who's Denmark got?
Denmark's got Cross.
Okay.
And then most likely Bowman in the second round. This second round match, Bamberg will have a tough one. Scotts Branch and Ladder are both pretty good.
Yeah. If Hardyville makes it through, who do they got?
Carvers Bay.
Ridgeland Carvers Bay, I believe.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Carvers Bay. Yeah, they don't like that. The dogs don't like them playing Carvers
Dogs don't like it.
They don't like Carvers Bay.
That matchup.
That is correct. They do not like Carvers Bay.
Here we go. Y'all played them in baseball last year, didn't you? Carvers Bay?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Creek girls get in. They're going to Fox Creek in round 1, 3A. That's our only 3A team. 2A.
Hurricanes of Hampton County at Philip Simmons.
Hampton County at Philip Simmons.
Well Branch gets to host the 3rd seed of Region 7, I believe.
Yeah. There we go. And Well Branch would be home in the second round as well if they win. They get the H. That's nice.
You got the H.
1A. Yeah, I know. I love the H. And then in 1A, we should have Ridgeland here. Ridgeland, going to Ladder.
Yep. And then, of course, 4A Beaufort will be home as the 1 seed.
Right.
They'll be either the 1 through 3, so they'll host at least the first 2 games.
How deep do you think Beaufort can go? Because we know what the other regions may be like.
I need to see the bracket to really.
It depends on
they got a 1 seed, but we know what the rest of the lower
seeds can be like. If they get that large teams can sometimes if they get like a at large upper state team, I don't know, things can be dicey. I always remember Bluffton having a great year, and then they get bounced by Darlington in the first round. So you really never know.
Right.
Exactly.
The eye test says they can go very far, but yeah, I'm with you guys.
Yeah.
I need to see a bracket.
I mean, they've got a legit scorer in Nia Hayward, and that kind of sets them apart from some of the teams. I mean, she's an even more prolific scorer, I think, than you would say Takoya was.
Right.
So Takoya was just a facilitator first. She scored a lot of points because she had to, but that wasn't really her game.
Yeah.
But Buford, they're 9th in the RPI. Ahead of them in the lower state would be North Augusta.
North Augusta, I've been hearing enough things about North Augusta.
Oh, Camden's always a problem. They're 21-3. North Augusta's 23-1.
Yeah, North Augusta. I think North Augusta might win. I think North Augusta is my favorite for lower state.
I'd say third round is probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I don't
be hypothetical. Yeah,
get to the lower state final, but
I think it's between.
It'd have to be one. It'd have to be South Florence, Gray, Camden, or North Augusta to get.
I think it's between for me. It's between Camden and North Augusta for me. I think it's those two teams.
Those are the favorites.
It really is a steep jump in terms of the quality of these teams in South Carolina. At least the girls' side, I feel like there's some really good teams. There's some, good teams, but once you go further in the playoffs, there's some terrific girls teams, especially in the Columbia area.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what,
time you get to the second round.
I'll be in
Hurricane Alley. No doubt.
I'll be at the Ville on Tuesday for their game against Johnsonville.
Very good.
On call for the PA announcing at the
nice.
Ville.
Oh yeah, very nice. Fantastic.
Yep.
So here's something wild. So Hilton Head's going to get the edge over May River, right? They're going to be the 2 seed.
Yes,
the boys. Yeah.
For sure.
So Hilton Head's 18th in the RPI, May River 6th, but you can't place them until you place the other one.
And then May River might get the
7. Will be the 7 most likely. I would guess. It can't be a 3 seed higher than them.
Yeah.
Where's Bluffton? They're 4th, but the 3 teams ahead of them are all lower state teams.
Shoot.
Yeah, Gray, North Augusta, and Crestwood.
So
Wilson's right below.
And Wilson's Bluffton, Hilton, May River.
We saw them last year.
Wilson.
We saw that Wilson team last year against Bluffton. I was on call with Javon Livingston because it was on Buford Zone. We watched
Javon will have his pick of where to go because Bluffton, Hilton, and May River will all be home on Tuesday. Not sure.
Yeah, I hate because I really do like the Bluffton team, but I just feel as if they're not going to get as far as I would like them to get in the playoffs.
Well, I think it's the theme of this happened with Bluffton basketball, and
if they have to run into Wilson
and with the area, really,
just with the, I mean, you're 100% right. I mean, most of the time you seem to happen. I think Bluffton will win at least one game. I think that they could. If everything clicks right and they can shoot it well, I think that the opportunity is there. I'm excited to see how Hilton does because I think that they're always a team that'll make it tough for opponents, especially at home.
So
I'm looking forward to seeing
them. It depends on who they play in that
no
first
doubt.
couple rounds.
A lot of it is bracket based.
Like I said, the RPI doesn't do them many favors because they have to be the 6th seed. So.
Correct.
Yeah, but being the 6th, then they're going to play the 11, which is going to be somebody who didn't finish in the top 3 of their region. So
so that should be
that should give you a pretty good.
Yeah, so you wouldn't play the at-large team.
What region they're coming out of?
You play like a 4th place team
but a 4th place team, you feel like you at least have a shot in that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, even 4th place teams, it always depends on what region they're coming out of.
Yeah,
but I do agree. Like you always think with a 4th, a 4th place region team, you usually have a shot. But just again, it depends on where they're coming from.
Right.
So
by the way, I just have some realignment news. I just got a photo of from our all sports regions for ski next year. Have just come out.
Yes.
Finally.
It was just.
I wonder if Bethesda got the okay to be moved up to 3A for football. Now I'm thinking
These
about
are all sports regions where the football is based on boys enrollment on
boys
soccer.
But Bethesda was appealing to move from 1A to 3A.
Right.
So
but
I'm wondering if they actually got that appeal.
That was just for the football, right?
Yeah, just for football. Yeah. I'm wondering if they got it.
Yeah,
because
we don't know.
I have never seen in both South Carolina High School League and SCISA a school ask to be realigned up 2 divisions for any sport for that matter.
Odd.
But I love it.
No, I love it too because it puts them in potentially a region with Hilton Head Christian.
Yep.
If that's
I also
case,
love that there's a school called LOL STEAM Academy.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about
that. Where's that?
LOL STEAM Academy and Valorous Academy. Valorous. Yeah, craziness. All right, let's see here. Priester got through. Page did not. Okay, I should have a complete list of who all has already qualified for state now. From 4A wrestling. Well, first of all, let me do the girls wrestling from Wednesday and Thursday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 state qualifiers from the area. Michaela Henchy from Hilton Head. We had her on the Loco Grind once. She's a national champ. She got first at 155. Jordan Mutri from Hilton Head was third at 130, and teammate Rosa Olivetti fourth at 110. From May River, Vivian Uriola won it at 130. I saw her beat Mutri in the semis, which I was impressed because Mutri's tough. And then Angeli Mendez second at 120. Alicia Mullins from Beaufort. We thought her season might be over when she injured her knee earlier this season, but she made the comeback and she finished second at 105. So she's heading to state. Girl who got her at state last year got her again. Girl from Conway is really good. And then Amory Alvarez from Bluffton. Well, I love that kid. She got second at 155. So they're all going to state. And then the boys tonight, the 4A got started tonight. May River 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys in the semis. So they've already qualified.
You get in the semis, and you get into the semis, and you get into the semis.
Like I said, they're a dynasty.
It's awesome.
Hey, powerhouse program, baby. That is what that is.
Calderon at 106, Butler at 113, Seaman at 120, Folk at 126, Bruff at 150, Blake Butler at 157, Larinaga at 175, Santee at 190, and Zadroga McNulty at 215.
Is there any schools from our area that came close to those numbers?
No, Bluffton's got 4 though. Oscar Roman at 106. Well, there's nobody in the whole thing that did. Oscar Roman at 106, Eli Garcia at 126, Brady Wall at 138, and Abraham Brown at 190. Hilton Head, Bryce Stevenson at 120, and CJ Florencio at 144.
Nice.
And Buford got 5. Santino Comunal at 120, Cam Posey at 144, Jessup Paris at 157, Colton Freeman 215, and Jaden Priester 285. And then Colleton County's Jordan LaPresta at 138.
Did Buford finish second in region?
No, Bluffton did.
Bluffton did. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Buford had
good for them. That's great. God, that's a lot of wrestlers from our area.
That's and Bluffton is in second. Wait, Bluffton has 5 too. I must have missed one.
Oh, okay.
Pretty well. Oh, Christian Vargas at 215. I missed him.
Oh,
my bad. So yeah, Bluffton's actually in second place in the team standings behind May River. And Buford's 8th. Hilton Head 16th out of 21.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
man,
the Lowcountry's bringing the heat with wrestling.
I know, it's growing. This sport is growing exponentially here. It's fun to watch.
You see, well, especially for you. It's been a guy who's been around wrestling back in your days.
It's my first love.
Yep.
Truly. There's a photo of me when I was about 3 years old with a 2 big headgear on and a custom-made singlet. I got my baby doll that I'm wrestling at a high school match. Yeah, I was a sucker. Love that sport.
I think I gotta see that photo.
Some Sand Sharks.
Yeah, I'll hunt it down. Let's talk Sand Sharks. Yeah, USCB basketball with tough L's on Wednesday against Columbus State, but looking to bounce back tomorrow. against
still in
Georgia
second
Southwestern. Yeah,
for the
still in
men's.
second.
We are, and they still, the women still have a great chance to get a top 4 seed. And you look at those standings over there in the Peach Belt. The women right now, if the standings could load in the computer, they sit 11-4. So they still have a decent lead. I mean, they're not like huge lead, but they have they still have some room between them and Georgia, Middle Georgia, but they swept Middle Georgia, who's number 5, and then nobody else is even close to them. Next was the first one,
so I mean, I'm not worried so much about the women's team. The men's standings has tightened.
It's crowded in the men's standings for sure. Much more crowded.
Yeah. Which, especially with the upcoming schedule for USCB, is not going to be easy. Yeah. I mean, especially because you
Georgia
still have yet to play Lander.
Yeah, you got Georgia Southwestern right now, who's still dangerous. They're 8-7, but they're still a dangerous team. I mean, they're only like two, maybe 3 games behind you. And
they're 15-8 overall. So
look at that. Look at that entire bracket.
Then you got Lander.
You look at their overall standings. You have literally the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams with 4 wins or less.
Really, the only really, I mean, Clayton State's a cupcake. They're a 2-22 overall, but other than that, every night you're gonna have to be on your best.
Yeah, I just think you look at these, especially conference standings. That loss to Columbus State, I mean, it may or may not come back to bite USCB.
Columbus State's a half game behind you, but they're 11-5. USCB is still another game to play, 1 game in hand on them. They still play one extra game.
I mean, they got Lander, they got Georgia Southwestern, someone else.
They have Flagler, Clayton State, and then they go to North Georgia to end the year and the regular season.
Yeah, that's right.
Never an easy one either. But Columbus State, I was impressed by the way they played. They just continued to attack. They got Lee Langstaff was incredibly effective. Marlon Smith was a beast on the boards, and they were just able to have their way, which you don't always see all of the time for USCB. And it's tough. I mean, the Sand Sharks had their moments in this game, but they couldn't really get a good extended run going and really challenge. I mean, they kept it tight until really the second half when Columbus State was able to pull away in this game. But it's tough to see. I mean, we knew that every game in this conference is going to test you, at least most of them, and sometimes they can sneak. They didn't sneak up. I mean, Columbus State's a good team, but just Cougars were better that night, and give props for the way they played and how they're able to shoot the ball in key spots and pick up some important rebounds. Women's game was just frustrating because I don't think they played their best in that game, and they just got beat on the glass again and again and again in that game. There was a stretch where I believe Columbus State got 4 offensive rebounds in a row, where it just felt like that. They just couldn't get anything going, and tough to see for a team that has done really well playing from behind. They were outdone in that second half and really early in that game as well. But it's a really deep Columbus State team. And they were just outpowering you on the boards. Man, how many they play 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players with at least 10 minutes. Man, it's a pretty solid team when you have that depth, 92-68. The day where it was just tough.
This tells you, I mean, again, both men's and women's, it is so competitive in conference play. Yeah. And I honestly, it's fun to watch. And this shows you how competitive it is when teams are just beating up on each other and you pick up a loss here or there. I've been continuing to keep an eye on, of course, national rankings across both men's and women's basketball for Division II. And after North Georgia, started falling down the brackets, or at least falling down the rankings through conference play, I kept paying attention. And with Lander's loss to North Georgia this past week, you looked at the rankings for NCAA, and not one single Peach Belt Conference team is either in the top 25 or receiving votes to be in the top 25. It just shows you how competitive it is when you have each other going down on each other.
Yeah, you're beating everybody up, and everybody moves down. That's always tough to see. You don't have that like one or two dominant teams. Like everybody's like what 11-3, 11-4, 11-5. You don't have that like one or two dominant teams. Everybody's just clumped up together. Especially in the men's side, you got like what 7 teams that are in striking distance of still winning this conference. That is
exactly.
In this turn, I mean, you just wait until the conference tournament, where I mean, it's
conference tournament's going to be fun to watch because there's still a chance, even with the remaining schedule, that we have both men's and women's teams hosting the first round of the playoff.
But USCB still has a lot of work to do. I mean, they're what 11-4,
they do.
They still got to get more wins just to host that, just in order to host at least top 4.
One mishap, one loss could change everything for both men's and women's. It could change everything.
We only got a couple of games to go. Only like what 5
again. Like I said, with how competitive it is, that margin of error is slim to none. If you're USCB, for both men's and women's, more so men's at the moment, I think that margin of error is really slim.
How clumped together teams are in this conference, but same for the women. I mean, they know how important these games are right now.
Exactly.
And, they're going to have their opportunities to pick up some wins as well, and they still have some big ones to go on their schedule. But obviously, Columbus State, number 1 in the conference, that's a very, like I said, they are looking like the favorites in that conference for a reason. On the women's side, they are tremendous.
They're just good. Yeah.
Yep. The Georgia Southwestern, you can't sleep on that game either. Tomorrow, I expect them to bounce back, but I expect them to be energized and ready to go for that one. And then you go. I mean, you land your flag with you have some winnable games coming up. I mean, winnable games, but you still got to work to get them. And then
I'm intrigued to see when the Lander game comes around, because obviously I think we all remember the last time the men's team played Lander. It was a men's team that basically had an illness going throughout pretty much the entire team, to where you had basically almost no bench to use and utilize if you're Ron Fidala in that game. And it's part of why USCB lost by so much to Lander is because A, Lander's a very good team, and B, USCB was basically a team with, I think, about 9 players in that game. So like it was very difficult. But now the next time these two teams play, you have a healthy Lander team, and you have a very much so healthy USCB men's basketball team. So I'm very intrigued when that game comes around, what the difference is going to be compared to the last time those two teams played.
Yep, gonna be a big one, big one.
That's gonna be huge.
But not the only thing happening at USCB. Wes, tell us about what went down today.
Yeah. Well, good news on one end, not so good news on the other. I guess we'll start with the good news. Softball with a doubleheader sweep. This is a tournament they're hosting at home, the Lowcountry Classic, and 2 wins today. They improved to 5-1. They beat Erskine decisively 10-1, and then they rallied back. They come from behind, beat Carson Newman 3-1. They got 2 in the 6th, I believe, to win that one. It was a run rule win, 10-1. You only have to win by 8 to enact the run rule in college softball, at least at their level. And I mean, another big day for a couple players. And then Madison Murphy was excellent through 3 innings. Casey Cantwell actually, she got the win. I'm not sure in softball how many innings you have to pitch, because Madison Murphy pitched 3, but she didn't get credit for the win. So I'm not sure if it's like in baseball, you need to pitch 5 to be credited with the decision. I'm not sure.
I think it's 4.
4?
I think. I'm not. I could be wrong.
Well, it kind of depends too. Like for a regulation game, yes, but I think
if it's a run rule game, you still have to pitch 4.
It could. Here's the one thing I will say: it's always truly at the discretion of the official scorer. At the end of the day, they can overrule in college, because like if you're going to do a bullpen day, for example, You can give it to the opener if he was the most effective pitcher.
I mean, if
he
the
was
stars
the
go
pitcher of
5,
record.
it's entirely in the scorer's discretion who was the most effective reliever. Or
Right, when in doubt, go with the pitcher of record.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the easiest thing to do.
Anyway, that's besides the point. I want to talk about some of the players who a couple of different names. You get Maya Whitlock, a nice day. Taylor Chang with the RBIs. Saw Catherine Conway at the top of the lineup, went 2 for 3. So other players showing that they're ready to contribute and shine for this team, and that's really cool. Emma Reynolds drove in too. So a couple of different names. We've talked a lot about some others, especially the start Chloe and how well she was, or the way that she has started this year. But this team is shown that they're deep, and they have other players that can come up big, other than Chloe Turner, who we talked a lot about at the beginning of the season. But I thought the most impressive win was the one they had over Carson Newman, coming from behind today to beat him 3-1 in the second game. Murphy did get the win in that matchup. She had to work a little harder, I guess, and she actually came in relief instead of, and then she got the win in relief as they came back to win it. But 2 innings of scoreless ball that she threw after Emily Morgan got the start. But Conway, again, 3 for 4, drove in a run. How important was she in both of these games? She actually, the go-ahead run was a sac fly, and then Conway padded on with the insurance. But nice day for Conway and for Whitlock, who were effective in both of those 2 games, and then Boyette coming through in game 2. So different players making some big time contributions offensively, which is good to see. They've done a good job mixing and matching some of these players. A lot of new faces on this team. I'm looking forward to seeing them in action tomorrow against these same 2 teams in the second half of this round robin tournament over there at Richard Gray. But man, I'm psyched about this softball team. I was worried when they lost a couple of players, most notably Kinlaw and Mackenzie Ford. There were a couple others on the offensive side that were impactful last year. But man, they've reloaded in a big way, and they've got some studs this year that I have been very impressed by. I mean, it hurts to lose players like a Jaden Goodman, like a Darren Miller, Mike Mackenzie Ford were so impactful last year. Man, they've got some strong replacements across that team. So looking forward to seeing them first pitch. But tomorrow, it's flip-flop tomorrow. I believe they play Carson Newman first, and then they play Erskine to wrap up the tournament. Not so good news on the baseball side. Tough way to begin conference play. 10-0 run rule loss to Georgia Southwestern, where the Hurricanes put up 6 in the second. Early, that was the big damage, and then they just couldn't score against the Friday night starter for the Hurricanes. And Kohler went 5, and even though he walked 4, he struck out 9. So tough situation once again. Quick turnaround to start conference play. I mean, second week of the year, you got to go up against a good Georgia Southwest team. That's not easy.
Yeah. That's crazy how early they start conference play. I mean, it's not even Valentine's Day yet. Crazy stuff. But yeah. So USCB baseball got a couple more with Georgia Southwestern, and softball home tomorrow. What time for those tomorrow?
USC, I believe 2:00 for baseball, and then 1 and 3 for softball.
All right, so full day out at the Shark Park,
and
City Hall.
It's
City Hall.
a normal afternoon slate tomorrow for basketball, 1:30.
Yeah. So it's a crazy day for USCB sports information. Good Lord. Good luck to them. All right, boys. Is that everything that was on the docket? Let me see. I think we kind of got through it. We talked about the wrestling. We talked about the high school hoops, the USCB. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe we can do parting thoughts. HHCA baseball, that was the other thing. But I don't know how much there is to say other than they beat Buford in a scrimmage, whatever that means, and then they were headed to Florida. I think they were playing IMG.
I remember they did that a year ago.
They're doing what they did last year. They're playing
for a chance of the three-peat.
Yeah. IMG, and then I think one or two other schools while they're down in Florida.
What's the preseason look for them? Are they? Do you think there are true 3P contenders from what you've seen?
The thing I would say compared to last year, I think this year youth is I think a little more so than it was experienced from last year. I think you still have some great players, including Slade Bird, who's a senior this year. He's going to be a real solid. He's going to be the anchor for the team this year. I think the Georgia Southern commit, by the way. He's going to be playing baseball at Georgia Southern this time next year.
Yep.
So he's an incredible player, and I think he's going to be the real anchor of the team. I think they can. I think they can three-peat. I just think it's going to be a tougher road compared to last year. And it really was a tough road last year for them too, because you saw how they came in.
And they were not. They were not. They were like what?
Had to grind. Yeah.
4 seasons.
Yeah, they had to grind for it. So I think it's going to be an even tougher road. Again, they're a 4A program for baseball this year, and there's always some really good programs in 4A baseball. Augusta Christian has been one of those teams before that has had some really solid baseball programs, and they have played them in the past. So I think you look at their upcoming season, I think they can be a 3P team. It's just how tough of a road is it going to be for them this year, and do they have the right players and pieces necessary for a 3P? I think that's the questions that are coming in. But with that coaching staff, Coach Scarborough is going to have that team ready to go and ready to go for the back-to-back for that team. So I think they can. It's just a matter of how hard it's going to be for them to get a 3P, because it's always one of the toughest things in sports is to get 3 in a row. That's across all sports.
Ask your Kansas City Chiefs how difficult it was.
A lot has to go right.
Yeah. But for credit, you guys came close. You got to the Super Bowl. Just couldn't beat Philadelphia that year. But it's hard. No matter what sport it is, it's rare to see any three-peat, especially at the professional level, but also high school, college. When you have the target on your back, everybody's going for it, and it's not easy. So. Best of luck.
We'll see if May River Wrestling can pull it off.
They think they got a real shot at the repeat.
They'll still be tough, but they are going to lose, quite a few really good guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4.
I'm trying to think of programs that have done that. Obviously, girls tennis, Hilton Head, girls soccer, Hilton Head.
Yeah.
There have been others. Obviously, Hilton Head Christian Academy girls basketball.
Yeah. What they have 5? 5 in a row? 6. Hilton Head Prep girls won a bunch in a row too at one point under Sulik. Shout out to our sponsors. Hudson's Seafood House on the Docks is a great place for seafood sunsets and cocktails on Hilton Head Island, and presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. I believe we're going to try to keep it on Monday nights for a little while here on the Loco Media Network. So check out Under the Bus over there. New sponsor, not a new sponsor. I got to take that out of there. I'm Ron Burgundy that. Twinge and Twombly, our longtime sponsor, our personal injury attorneys from Beaufort, and they have a rare name, but they provide remarkable service at Twinge and Twombly. I'm Ron Burgundy. And HHI Windows and Doors, our friend Coach Barron from Hilton Head Prep. He's improving your view of the Loco with HHI Windows and Doors. Hung up the whistle, focused on a new kind of screens. Reverence Wrestling Club's our official wrestling sponsor, presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind, and a big reason for all these kids going to state from the Loco. Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. And that brings us to our final thoughts. What do you got, Marky? Oh, I can't hear Marcus.
Make him quick, man. We got 20 minutes.
What's that?
I said, go ahead, Marcus.
No, I can't hear Marcus.
I can't hear you, dude.
All right, well, Max, go. Your turn. Max, your turn.
Okay, Max Arraj, your turn.
Obviously, I think everyone saw that former actor James Vanderbeek passed away this week.
Quarterback,
really sad. Such a young dude too. He was in his 40s.
He was 48. Guess how old I'm gonna be in 2 weeks.
Yeah, man.
48.
Yeah, man. Really, really sad. Obviously he had battled with cancer. He had continued to battle with cancer. Obviously, that was an issue for him. But it's so sad to see someone so young. And by the way, one of my more favorite football movies. Oh God, what was it called?
Varsity Blues.
Yeah, Varsity Blues. Thank you.
There's Marcus.
And great. Yeah, just a great man, great actor. Really special guy, and unfortunately seeing him pass away was really sad, but rest in peace to him, because I always loved watching him in the many things he did in his acting career, including Dawson's Creek. Yeah.
Yes.
And he was actually, he was supposed to go. They were doing a Dawson Creek reunion where they were going to have the entire Dawson Creek cast there, and of course, with his illnesses and whatnot, he was never able to make it, and only just a couple weeks later, unfortunately, passed away. And so very, very sad to hear about that, because I do really like him and what he did as an actor and the kind of person he was, and a father, of course, and a husband. And of course, condolences to his family, because that's it's just never easy for something like that to happen. So the other thing I was going to say is big college basketball games, obviously at USCB tomorrow against Georgia Southwestern. But in the world of Division I basketball, Clemson on the road at Duke on Saturday, and Dick Vitale on the call.
Awesome. Are you serious? Yeah, we're serious.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe at Cameron Indoor. So that should be an interesting game. By the way, Clemson's a very solid team, so I have a feeling it could be a very good game. But I'm a little worried. Yeah, exactly. I'm a little worried about Duke when they play at Cameron Indoor, because that is an atmosphere unlike anything you will ever see. Should be some great games coming up there. And then I will be out at the USCB games, both of them, tomorrow afternoon, because I am welcoming in the Beaufort boys and 9 to 10 boys basketball teams over to the Cove. I'm gonna have a great time. I thought it would be a good end of the year celebration, as we only have 2 games left in our season and we are done and getting ready for All-Star basketball. Which will start at I think it's the last week of February. So it's gonna be very fun. I'm gonna have a great time. Getting to watch what should be 2 really good games against Georgia Southwestern for both the men's and women's teams. So I'm very excited.
Awesome. So
Marcus,
awesome for sure.
Go back to Marcus.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you guys happen to mention the big news out of May River football?
Yes.
I figured that you would have mentioned that in the first part that I was unable to join you on. Obviously, Max mentioning the Duke Clemson game at Krzyzewskiville. That's going to be a huge one at Cameron Indoor for sure. And I will see those of you that will be at USCB at the Cove tomorrow. I will be there as well. I'll be riding in with Kevin Libby, who's calling the games with J.O. tomorrow. He told me, so looking forward to catching some good hoops for the first time this year over at the Cove.
Yep.
Good stuff.
All right. That'd be it. You mentioned college basketball. Big news in the NBA today.
That's it for me.
Paul has announced his reretirement.
Yep.
Chris Paul hanging it up.
He's
21 years, y'all.
He's had a long career. He's had a very successful career. One of the better all-around players. He was terrific defensively and with his passing ability. Second NBA history, over 12,000 points, to over 2,700 steals, just the longevity of his play and his success.
He's on that list of best players to have never won an NBA title.
Yeah.
Oh,
period.
without question.
You know, and he was so good for all 21 seasons. Can I be honest? I kind of saw this coming this week, especially with how the trade deadline went for him, where he was just shipped off to the Toronto Raptors, and I just did not expect them to be going anywhere. They were talking about him, being, I think they were basically debating whether or not to just release him and have him go sign with another team. So I think at that point, I just knew he was already planning on retiring after this season. Yeah. I just have a feeling he was going to retire.
He was just an expiring contract. That's all he was.
But he did a lot. He did a lot for the sport. Of course, like Kevin Libby said, he was obviously the president of the NBA Players Association, which is always a very important position, and meaning that he is the voice of reason for the players throughout the NBA. So, he was very powerful, very amazing player through all 21 seasons that he was a part of the NBA. And, it's going to be interesting not getting to see Chris Paul on the courts playing every year from here on out. But, it's just what the current era that we have all grown up to love, through the 2000s and into the 2010s is starting to slowly go away, which is sad to see.
Welcome to aging, friends.
Yeah, exactly.
The kids you grew up, the guys you grew up watching start retiring, and the next thing you know, all of them are younger than you.
It was just great for me to see Carmelo Anthony retire, and I was like, golly, man. These players are getting old, man. It's crazy.
To get to my age, even when the people make miraculous comebacks for their age, they're still younger than you.
Well, I mean, I don't think in our lifetimes, I'm sure in both of your lifetimes, you guys have ever seen anyone like LeBron James be able to be as effective as he is.
Well, I mean, we saw Michael Jordan in my lifetime. We saw Michael Jordan.
I know that, but like Michael Jordan has not lasted this.
No, but that's also because LeBron James was on the front end of the guys that started when they were 18 in the NBA. Yep. So that gave him a little bit of a head start. That couldn't happen in the past. You'd have to play until you were 50.
Yeah, right.
Guys used to go to college.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
I've aged out of my miraculous comeback age. Yes. Any kind of participation is a miraculous comeback at my age. All right, Wes, did you have anything else?
That's all I had today.
All right. I got one from our old friend Ned Mullis. Coach Mullis sent me this. We're always joking about NAIA Sunday jobs.
Oh, God.
Well, this was not NAIA. This is D2 Sunday job. But Mount Olive, Wingate, 18-16, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, bases loaded.
No.
Wingate at the plate. Here it is.
Way.
He hits a grand slam.
Wow. A walk-off grand slam.
Walk-off grand slam. Look at
Indeed.
Both the catchers on the field.
Go crazy.
Look at the lights showing that place. Wow.
Love it.
Can you believe it?
Can we get that stuff at the Ville? Can we get some cool lighting fixtures like that? That would be awesome.
Sends the Trojans home sad. It's crazy way. But yeah, that was fun. But we did the lights like that. When we played at Ridgeland, we were able to do it. I know.
Yeah, but we need them at the Ville, baby.
Yeah, I think we got to get that. We got to get set up with that. We've done it in the gym
instead
before.
of just regular lights. You gotta have them be able to turn orange. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what really does. You know what I got to do? I got to do that on Tuesday night. I got to get a video of that taking place, or someone's got to get a video of it because
Bailey going like this.
It is so funny, but it's so cool though. That's one of the best entrances in the area. I think it's just a cool entrance. I'm so glad Rayleigh does that. It makes me laugh every time because I look over as I'm saying, and here comes your 2025-2026. Hardyville Hurricanes, and he's just like switching the lights on and off. It's so funny.
So funny.
Oh man.
Good stuff. All right, boys. Good stuff. Fun Friday night show. Enjoyed it. Hope you did too. Thanks to all of our sponsors who make it possible. Thanks to you for showing up to listen or watch. We love shining a light on these teams and student athletes repping the Loco. And we appreciate you hanging out with us on a Friday night. For Marcus Walsh, Max Arraj, and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Loco.